How can you really win in a game when the rules are always changing?
Now, I'm not complaining because Google basically built my house. It paid for everything in it, put two brand new cars in our garage, even paid off my wife's college education, which she brought to the marriage with her. But Google's it's not something you can really build a long-lasting and sustainable business on because they can change at any time.
All right, now I want to be crystal clear on one thing. I'm horrible at SEO. I've never been good at it. If you're great at SEO, then I'm envious of your skill, but it's certainly not something that I'd ever want to offer to do for my clients. I can't imagine waking up every morning and wondering if what I did yesterday was still valid or even working today.
I remember one time they had a change and clients were paying me $5,000 a month. Almost all had a drop. And there's nothing I could do about it except start all over with them. And it's just, going back and looking at it again, doing it all over, it's not a way to build a long-lasting business.
I've always helped businesses with their marketing. I've never sold myself as an SEO guy, and the obvious reason is because I suck at it. But I think a lot of folks think that SEO and online marketing are synonymous, and I can tell you they aren't even close. Maybe this is oversimplifying, but to me, SEO is just one strategy for getting a website found online. But marketing is the art of getting a prospect to pick you.
SEO has just been completely commoditized. You can't go a day without getting some type of offer for it, either in your email, being spammed by it, driving down the road and seeing billboards, or even those, somebody just sticking a paper sign on the side of the road offering $99 a month SEO services.
SEO being sold as marketing is a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. I'd be willing to bet that if you've been selling SEO for any time at all, really, when you sign up a new client, you could probably open up your calendar and pencil in the date for when to expect that call. And you know what call I'm talking about. That call where you have to explain why they aren't getting the results that they thought they were going to get, the results that they bought, the results that they were sold.
It seems you can't even talk to a business anymore without them having some bad experience with SEO in the past. I know anybody that's an SEO can relate to this. You've been talking about it with somebody, and they said, "Yeah, we've tried that before. It didn't work. What else you got?" And they've got that negative block in their head already, and you have to fight and fight and fight, not just to sell yourself, but to get past that negative opinion of SEO that it completely doesn't work anymore.
See, this is where the problem is. They're sold the front page of Google, but what they bought was their phone ringing off the hook. And somehow those dots rarely connect with SEO alone. Generally. One day I was asked a question by a client that completely changed the way that I frame my offer and approach my business. He said, "Jack, I get plenty of calls from my pay-per-click and my direct mail. I've got that. But here's what I need. When someone Googles me, not just my customers or my prospects, but my bankers, my vendors, my creditors, I need them to find good stuff about me." And he wasn't just talking about reviews. He was talking about his charitable activities, his involvement in the community, his speaking engagements. He was asking me to do SEO on his name.
A few years ago, press releases were the big thing in SEO. They worked well for getting, not just getting sites ranked, but also ranking themselves high in the search results. And when that happened, I said, "All right, this is good, this could work, but let me take it a step further." So I built out relationships with several larger media sites to position my clients' content on their sites.
See, it seems like everyone in the SEO world was thinking only about backlinks, keywords. It's all about getting traffic and a website indexed and ranked.
And in my mind, I was thinking, wow, the backlinks. Can you imagine getting backlinks from ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox sites, lots of newspapers? I was over the moon excited when this first started working, and the results were incredible.
I was never really big on selling traffic. My clients were already getting traffic through pay-per-click or speaking engagements, radio shows. Some of them already had SEO companies that were driving traffic. My job was to position them as an expert, as an authority, so that their prospects would pick them. The only SEO, if you can even really call it that, was on their name or the name of their business. That's what they wanted from me. They just wanted me to build credibility and authority for their name, their business, their brand.
It was all about the SEO, always about the SEO. That's all I saw. But when I showed my client the results, they were more impressed with the places they had appeared than actually with the top rankings.
It's really funny. SEO guys would laugh when a business owner would say that they were number one on Google for their name or the name of their business. They'd say, big deal. Who's looking for that? And the truth is, it is a big deal. Ironically, being able to do this for them gave me more credibility, more authority, more value than the folks that were actually doing their SEO and pay-per-click, because they didn't know anyone else that did what I was doing for them. Certainly not the SEO companies that were bombarding them with offers to get them on the front page of Google.
I remember specifically, it was a Tuesday afternoon. I had just gotten one of my clients a really good result in Google search with a Wall Street Journal article that we had done for them. And I posted on Facebook saying, hey, check out this, my client. They have a top result in Google for this cool Wall Street Journal article. Yay me. And my inbox was immediately flooded. But it wasn't people asking how I did it, how I got that search result in Google, or asking me for my excellent SEO services. It was all about, how can you get me in Wall Street Journal? How can I have an article in there just like you did for that client? When I say flooded, I mean flooded. My inbox was just dinging, dinging, dinging with people asking me for that secret, how you can do that for me also. It was something they had never seen before.
I don't want to say it's ego, but for lack of a better term, we'll call it that. And I soon realized, and I'll be honest, there's something about what I do and what I was doing for my clients that hit that dopamine button in their brain. When I'm creating authority, building credibility, whether it's through authority positioning articles or helping them become published best-selling authors, there's a more emotional involvement and really a satisfaction that could never be created by getting a website a higher ranking on the search engines.
And all of a sudden, my potential client base just exploded to where it had never been before. It wasn't just the people that had to be found at the top of Google.
I want you to think about this for a second. I like to say my best prospects are hiding in plain sight. And what do I mean by that? They're already on the front page of Google and are being completely ignored by the SEO folks who are all marketing to the businesses on page 2 and page 3 and page 4 and page 5 because they're selling page 1. I call them the front page of Google peddlers.
And the next thing that was a shocker were the referrals I got. No longer was I in competition with other SEO guys or web designers. They started sending me their business because I could make their clients look good. What
we do is so easy to refer because SEO and social media agencies don't really see us as competition. We can actually work together, and our clients love talking about the results that we get them.
But that wasn't just it. Referrals came from the clients also. This lends itself perfectly to people sharing their success stories. When people appear in these places, they want to share it everywhere. They email it to their friends. They post on social media. And just like in the example I gave with Facebook before, what would happen is people would ask them how they did it. How did you get there? And they would happily refer them over to me.
I see a lot of SEO and local marketing consultants that struggle with fulfilling what they sell. And so many of them, they think that their problem is the fear of rejection. They think that they fear hearing no from their prospects. But what I found is many of them really fear hearing yes, because then they have to fulfill what they just sold.
One thing that I was always doing was buying stuff, always buying new courses, buying new plugins and software, anything related to SEO that came out, I bought. There's just always this subconscious nagging in the back of my head that if you don't buy everything and do everything possible to keep on the cutting edge of the market, your whole business is going to collapse. And it was just frustrating. I was just throwing money away. But since I started doing this, I don't have to buy anything. I've literally bought nothing dealing with this since I started doing this authority model. In fact, people have paid me as much as $5,000 just to learn what I'm doing.
One of the most common questions, I'd have to say is, how can I convince my clients that I'm worth more? What's the secret to positioning yourself as that authority? Well, here's the secret. It's not about convincing your clients and prospects of your value. It's about convincing yourself of your value. The day that you can look a prospect confidently in the eye and be able to say, I can help you, that's the day that you're going to start getting paid as an authority.
Even though I had a successful SEO company for a number of years, right now it's the very first time that I can feel confident and in control about the results I'm giving for my clients. And it's a great feeling being able just to be absolutely sure that you're going to completely take care of them and deliver 100% of the results they want.
One of the things that really fascinates me from one perspective, but actually makes me kind of sad from another, is that when I meet professionals, when I meet business owners, speakers, coaches, marketing consultants at live events, I'll talk to one consultant who's built a nice upper six-figure, even seven-figure income, and I'll talk to another one that is struggling just to get by. And here's what bothers me. Oftentimes, I can't tell the difference between the two. You can't tell the difference just by looking at them, by talking to them. It's not that one is smarter or dresses better, is more clever, or has some kind of advantage. What I really see, it's the one that is successful is one that's really created the confidence. They're using a system. They've got a process that gives them the confidence in their ability to help their prospects and their clients. They genuinely believe that.
Over the years of doing this, one thing's happened. We've really created this method of delivering a pattern of authority it's reliable, it's consistent, and delivers 100% of the time, and it's so easy to follow.
We're not here to tell you that you can make $12,437 a day with no effort. I'm not even going to tell you that anyone can do this, because the truth is, not everyone can do this. The fact is, it takes effort and it takes commitment. And I'm not just talking about commitment to yourself. I'm talking about a commitment to be a real educator and advocate for the success of your clients. That's our definition of an authority. But when you commit to that, don't be surprised when you start getting requests for services that you might not even sell.
And then the craziest thing started happening. I'd always been an SEO guy, and I started doing this, and people now started coming to me for help with video marketing, for social media, for web design, for branding. I have no idea. But some of those things I was able to fulfill. A lot I was able to outsource and wrap into packages. But now I've really stripped it all away and I'm just focusing solely on this authority. But man, the opportunities were crazy how they started coming in. Just what really happens is you deliver such an amazing experience and a result for somebody with this is they just want to throw everything in the book at you, and it's amazing.
You want a confession? I hate selling. I do. I absolutely hate selling. But I love making people want to buy. People want to buy from authorities. And the real secret to positioning yourself as that authority with your prospects and your clients is to be that educator and advocate for their success. When they feel that you are genuinely concerned with them succeeding with what it is that you have to offer, then it's no longer about price. It's about the result that they feel they can get by working with you.
In the past, I used to have to sell SEO. I have to go to someone and convince them that they needed SEO, convince them that I was the right person to do it, and convince them that my price was right and that the time was right. With what I'm selling now, I don't even sell it anymore. In fact, what happens most of the time is that people come to me and try to convince me that they're ready to be an authority and say, Brian, please take me on. I've done X. Here's my resume. Please take me on as a client. And it's amazing. It's so different than it was before. It makes the day so much more enjoyable not to have to go out there and sell. Now I can educate people. I can share the experience of authority and what it is, and be that educator and advocate for their success. And they come in and they love it. It's a great way to spend the day.
By now, there's no easy button. Autopilot, endless stream of income, ninja loophole. Helping businesses quickly position themselves as the authority has been incredibly rewarding and profitable. It's given me the opportunity to meet and work with some of the most fascinating and successful people I've ever met. And not just on a financial level, but on a personal level as well. This is the real world. Okay, our way of authority marketing it's just that, a way. It's certainly not the way. And by now, you probably know anyone that tells you that they have the way, well, you should probably walk the other way. And by now, you also have a pretty good idea if this is something that you could feel confident about, that you can feel good about providing to your clients. And by now, you also probably have a pretty good idea if this is something that you want to know more about.
So why would an SEO person want to move into the authority model? Yeah, I think the better question is, why would they not?